Welcome student. In our last class we have covered the experiment to prove that the DNA replication is semi-conservative. In our today's class are going to cover the topic transcription. It is the part number 8 of lesson 6, that is molecular basis of inheritance of class 12. Now let's study about transcription. First of all, I would like to explain you what is transcription. Transcription is the process in which DNA molecule or DNA help in the formation of mRNA or messenger RNA. So it is a process of copying genetic information from DNA strand into RNA strand. So from the DNA, a copy of mRNA, or you can say a copy of RNA, is formed, and this process is called transcription. So I think I have already explained about central dogma. Central dogma is the phenomenon in which DNA make its own copy by replication. DNA makes mRNA, and this process is called transcription. Transcription means DNA makes mRNA, and this process is called transcription. And another process in which mRNA forms protein, and this process of formation of protein from RNA is called translation. So three processes are combined, and these three processes together called central dogma. What are they? They are replication, transcription, and translation. What happens during replication? During replication, DNA make its own copy. And what happens during transcription? DNA helps in the formation of RNA. In transcription, DNA helps in the formation of RNA. And in translation, the RNA that is formed by the DNA help in the process of or formation of protein with the help of ribosome. We all study all the topic together, but in our today's class we are going to cover about transcription. In transcription, DNA make the copy of mRNA, or you can say RNA. There are three different kinds of RNA. I will explain in this part. So in transcription, only one segment of DNA and only one strand of copy in RNA. Means in transcription, one segment of DNA. There are two segments of DNA. One segment of DNA only help in the formation of RNA. Both the segment of DNA do not help in the formation of RNA. Remember this. So which segment help in the formation of RNA? The segment 3' to 5' direction help in the formation of the segment or the strand of DNA which goes in 3' to 5' direction help in the formation of RNA. Means RNA will form in anti-parallel direction. So RNA will form in 5' to 3' direction. RNA will form in 5' to 3' direction. So the DNA strand would be 3' to 5', and the RNA will form in 5' to 3'. And this is the strand in which RNA formation can take place. Other strand cannot able to make the RNA because it will be the opposite strand, and it will the RNA never can form in 3' to 5' direction. It is unable. So that's why, hope you understood this topic. So the transcription, only one segment of DNA and only one strand of RNA is copied. Only one copy of RNA forms. Hope you understand. So the RNA which forms is just different from DNA. Suppose the nucleotides, the nitrogen bases are arranged in this manner. This is the DNA segment. Okay. So if it is a adenine in DNA, the strand that forms on DNA, the RNA that forms on DNA, for A, the nucleotide that present in RNA is U. It is the main difference. Means at the place of thymine in DNA, they forms adenine. They pair with adenine. At the place of guanine, they pair with cytosine. At the place of cytosine, they pair with guanine. But at the place of adenine, they pair with uracil. So uracil is the nitrogen base which is only found in RNA, not in DNA. So when RNA is copied from DNA, adenine pair in RNA in form of uracil. Adenine pair with RNA with uracil. It is the only change that you can see. It has been written over here. See, the adenine form base pair adenosine. Adenosine forms adenosine or adenine, both are the same thing. Adenosine forms base pair with uracil. Means A pair with uracil. Remember, in RNA, but in DNA, A always pair with T. Means adenine pair with thymine in DNA. But when RNA forms, no thymine is present in RNA. In RNA, adenine pair with uracil. Understood? So adenine form base pair with uracil instead of thymine. Transcription of DNA include, so transcription take place in three different ways. The place of DNA which from where the transcription starts is called promoter. The part of DNA which help in the formation of mRNA is called structural gene, and the part of DNA where the transcription stops is called terminator. So there are the three distinct part of DNA where the RNA formation start or initiate. Elongate means elongation of RNA molecule or the RNA nucleotide chain, and at the place where they stop is called terminator. Hope you understood this part. The strand that have polarity 3' to 5'. Strand of DNA. The strand of DNA, I have not written over here. The strand of DNA that has a polarity of 3' to 5' act as a template. Means this is the template 3' to 5' in which RNA will form. Understood? This is the RNA. This is the DNA. So the template, the strand of DNA which run 3' to 5' act as template and called template strand. Another strand is called coding strand. The strand that forms is called coding strand. So what is promoter? Promoter is the part of DNA where RNA formation initiate and or you can say start. So promoter located at 5' end and that bind the enzyme RNA polymerase. So in case of replication, you have seen that the DNA polymerase help in the formation of DNA. Similarly, in this case, RNA polymerase bind with the 5' of DNA and help in the formation of RNA or mRNA, and they are called promoter. Means here the RNA formation initiate or starts. Okay. Along with the RNA polymerase, there is another factor that is also help in the start of transcription. It is called sigma factor. So RNA polymerase and sigma factor get attached with the DNA. The terminator is located at 3' end of the coding strand. The terminator is stand at the 3' end. Remember, the terminator is stand at the 3' end of the coding strand and usually define the end of the transcription. At coding, at the end where the transcription stops, the another factor that act or help in the stopping of RNA formation is rho factor. Rho factor is another kind of factor which help in the stopping the process of transcription and help in the termination. I want to show you a video. Just wait.
Are grouped into 3 letter codes called codon. Called codons. Proteins are contained in our DNA. DNA contains genes. A gene is a continuous string of nucleotides containing a region that codes for an RNA molecule. This region begins with a promoter and ends in a terminator. Genes also contain regulatory sequences that can be found near the promoter or at a more distant location. Motor region of the gene functions as a recognition site for RNA polymerase to bind. This is where the majority of gene
Now listen carefully. Here in this video you can see that it is explaining the part of DNA.
Proteins are contained in our DNA.
The part of DNA, there is a initiator where the process of transcription starts, and there is a terminator where the process of transcription stops, and the middle of the part between initiation and transcription is called the structural gene, and this structural gene help in the formation of RNA, or you can say messenger RNA or mRNA. Understood? Let's watch once again it so that you can understand it.
DNA contains genes.
Yes.
A gene is a continuous string of nucleotides containing a region that codes for an RNA molecule. This region begins with a promoter and ends in a terminator. Genes also contain regulatory sequences that can be found near the promoter or at a more distant location. Motor region of the gene functions as a recognition site for RNA polymerase to bind. This is where the majority of gene expression is controlled, by either permitting or blocking access to this site by the RNA polymerase. Binding causes the DNA double helix to unwind and open. Then during elongation, the RNA polymerase slides along the template DNA strand. As the complementary bases pair up, the RNA polymerase links nucleotides to the 3' end of the growing RNA molecule. Once the RNA polymerase reaches the terminator portion of the gene, the messenger RNA transcript is complete, and the RNA polymerase, the DNA strand, and the messenger RNA transcript dissociate from each other. The strand of messenger RNA that is made during transcription includes regions called exons that code for a protein, and non-coding sections.
Now, student, try to understand. So, hope you understand this part. See, when the polymerase get attached as the promoter, the polymerase or RNA polymerase opens the 2 strands of DNA. Now see, the 2 strands of DNA opens over here. It is very clearly seen. 2 strands of DNA has been opened over here. So when the 2 strands open, the 5' end, the RNA formation take place in this direction from 5' to 3' end. From 5' to 3' end. Okay. So one by one, all the nucleotide bind together and help in the formation of RNA. See how does it forms. See, one by one, all nucleotides stand arranging, and see what is the direction. It is the 5' to 3' direction of the formation of mRNA. See, one by one, all the nucleotides are arranging, and the RNA is coming out from DNA. And when the RNA formation take place totally, and the polymerase reaches at the end of terminator, the RNA removed from the polymerase, and polymerase get disassociate, means separate from the DNA. The RNA polymerase get separated from DNA with the Rho factor. I already told you here, sigma factor and RNA polymerase together start the initiation or start the transcription. Here Rho factor and the terminator stops the transcription. Hope you understand this part. Now let us watch the video. What happens after the formation of RNA? Here you have seen that the RNA has been formed. It is the RNA that has been formed. So what would happen after the formation of mRNA? Watch it.
Associate from each other. The strand of messenger RNA that is made during transcription includes regions called exons that code for a protein, and non-coding sections called introns. In order for the messenger RNA to be used...
Here you come to know that the RNA that has been formed over here has two parts. First is called exon and second is called intron. Exon are coding part, means is help in the code of a particular protein, and that particular protein will show a particular character. But the intron are not working or uncoding part of the RNA. So this intron is necessary to be removed. So see how are they removed. See here.
Translation. The
See once again.
during transcription includes regions called exons that code for a protein, and non-coding sections called introns. In order for the messenger RNA to be used in translation, the non-coding introns need to be removed.
Yes.
And modifications such as a 5' cap and a 3' poly A tail are added. This process is called intron splicing and is performed by a complex made up of proteins and RNA called a spliceosome.
Spliceosomes.
This complex removes the intron segments and joins the adjacent exons to produce a mature messenger RNA strand.
Yes.
That can leave the nucleus through a nuclear pore and enter the cytoplasm to begin translation. How is the information in the mature messenger RNA strand translated into a protein? The nitrogenous bases are grouped into 3 letter codes called codons. The genetic code includes 64.
Wait, student, wait. So, hope you understand the process of transcription by this video. It is a very clear-cut video that has it explained all the process of transcription in very few words or few parts of animation. So you come to know that there is a sigma factor that helps in the initiation, also help in the initiation of transcription, and it is located at the 3' end of the coding strand. Usually define the end of the transcription. At the end of the transcription, there is another factor which stop the transcription. This is called Rho factor. Now the mRNA, the newly formed mRNA that has been formed, has 2 sectors. Some can able to code particular protein and some cannot be able to code particular protein. So those which code a particular protein is called exon, and those which cannot code a particular protein is called intron. So from mRNA, the uncoding part, that is intron, is necessary to be removed. See, exons are those sequences that appear in mature processed RNA. Exons are interrupted by introns, and intron do not appear in mature processed RNA. So what would happen? What would happen? In eukaryote, there are three kinds of RNA polymerase. Now let's see. In the video, I think you have seen already very easily. You have understood the part. Although it has been shown in the figure. See, this red one is going in 3' to 5' direction, isn't it? 3' to 5' direction. And when it opens, you can see the mRNA forming over here, and this oval structure is RNA polymerase, which help in the formation of RNA. Understood? So you can see the RNA contain both the exon and intron part, and they are necessary to be spliced or separated. The intron are necessary to be split or break down or cut down or cut off, and this is called splicing. This is called splicing, and the process is called RNA splicing, means removal of intron. And here you can see the removal of intron is done. So when the RNA comes out from DNA, it has been capped on the both end, means the both end of the RNA is capped, means capping, a cap like structure forms. So the 5' end of the mRNA or RNA capped by methionine, guanosine, triphosphate. Three phosphates are there: methionine, guanine, triphosphate, and the other part is capped by polyadenylation. So both the end is capped, and after that splicing occurred. Okay, hope you understood this part. So transcription and the processing of hnRNA. H means heterogeneous nuclear RNA. hnRNA means heterogeneous nuclear. Just I am going to explain it. Wait. In eukaryote, there are three kinds of polymerase. You can learn it RMT. So polymerase 1 helps in formation of rRNA, or you can say ribosomal RNA. Polymerase 2 help in formation of mRNA, means messenger RNA, and polymerase 3 help in formation of transfer RNA or tRNA. So there are three kinds of polymerase, RNA polymerase, and these three kinds of RNA polymerase help in the formation of three kinds of RNA: rRNA, mRNA, and tRNA. So what is the rRNA? rRNA is a short form of ribosomal RNA. mRNA is the short form of messenger RNA, and T is the short form of transfer RNA. I will explain all the functions over here. Now let's start the functions. I told you about mRNA. mRNA provide the template. Template means it helps in the formation of particular kind of protein that is required to demonstrate a particular character. So mRNA is called messenger RNA, which carry the message from DNA. mRNA means messenger RNA which carry the message from DNA for forming a particular kind of protein, and that particular kind of protein demonstrate a particular character. So it is a very vital kind of RNA that is called messenger RNA. It carry the message from DNA to demonstrate a particular character of a gene. Hope you understand these things. So tRNA brings the amino acid, means it helps the mRNA to bind or make a chain of protein. So tRNA means transfer RNA, carry the or transfer the protein from different part and make a new combination of protein. Understood? And the ribosomal RNA, that is rRNA, help in the formation of structural and catalytic role. Formation of translation means help in the formation of protein, means during translation ribosomal RNA help in the formation of protein. Understood? Means ribosomal RNA present in the ribosome help in starts the process of translation and help in the process of translation. So the primary transcript contain both exon and intron, and it is not functional. Intron are not functional, so it undergoes the process of splicing, means cutting off, in which the introns are removed and exons are joined in a definite order or defined order. So the hnRNA contain both the intron and exon. You know it well. They are called heterogeneous nuclear RNA. Undergo additional process that is called capping and tailing. One end of the RNA which has 5' end of the RNA or mRNA is capped by just see, in capping the unusual nucleotide, that is methyl guanosine triphosphate, MGPPP. You can see in the book of NCERT it has been given. One end, that is the 5' end of the RNA, is capped by methyl guanosine triple phosphate, and the other end, that is 3' end, is tail and is covered by polyadenylate tail. It is also called tailing. Hope you understood this part very well. Make the note over here and study and watch the video once, twice or thrice to understand the whole process. I have already given the video. That is a very simple video that make you understand all the things very clearly. If you have any problem regarding understanding, you can ask me once again. Okay, hope you understood. Bye bye.